1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. President Ranil Wickremesinghe addresses the Parliament on IMF's first review of Sri Lanka. The second instalment of the IMF loan has been approved. The inflation, which was at 70%, has been reduced to 13%. Dr. Harsh De Silva said that he is happy on receiving the second instalment of the IMF loan. The third reading of the 2024 budget is scheduled to take place at 6 p.m. today. Foreign news: Israel losing global support over Gaza bombing, Biden says. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is delivering a special statement in Parliament on the International Monetary Fund's Executive Board's completion of the first review under the Extended Fund Facility arrangement for Sri Lanka. Accordingly, the head of state arrived in Parliament this morning ahead of the vote on the third reading of the 2024 appropriation bill. The vote on the committee stage, also known as the third reading of the 2024 budget, is scheduled to take place at 6 p.m. today. Commencing the debate, the President stated that the second installment of the IMF loan has been approved. The country can be rescued from the bankruptcy through this approval. He also thanked all parliamentarians who supported in this regard. The inflation, which was at 70%, has been reduced to 13%. He also stated that there is no other alternative other than taking the IMF support to rescue the country from the present economic crisis. He stated that although the recommendations of the IMF was initiated before 10 years ago, it was not implemented due to political and election targets. All of us had to suffer the punishment for not implementing state financial management draft bill, which was presented by him in the year 2023. $150 million has been received from the IMF to save the country from bankruptcy. In addition, the Asian Development Bank and JICA are also providing financial assistance to the country. Parliamentarian Dr. Harsh De Silva said that unbearable amount of tax has been imposed on people. However, he said that he is happy on receiving the second installment of the IMF loan. The vote on the committee stage of the 2024 appropriation bill is scheduled to take place today. On November 13th, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, presented the 2024 budget, the country's 78th budget speech, to Parliament as part of the broader economic plan. The committee stage debate is being held in Parliament for the 19th day today. The vote on accounts on the Ministries of Financial Economic Stability and National Policies will be taken up for debate. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Enjoy interest-free installments on your shopping. Get a People's Credit Card from your nearest People's Bank today. Conditions apply.
The Executive Committee of the IMF has approved a second installment of the IMF. The State Minister Shan Semasinga said that it is a pleasure to enter into a relief path by ending an economic difficult chapter. The government's hope is to take forward the financial management in a transparent manner on behalf of the long-term economic development. Minister Mahinda Amaraweera has advised the chairman of the two fertilizer companies to declare the maximum prices of MOP fertilizer as 9,000 rupees. A progress review meeting in this regard was held at the Ministry of Agriculture yesterday. There are 27,000 metric tons of MOP fertilizer in the two fertilizer companies of the government. And that ends local news for now.
Light up your life, light up your smile. This December, yeah. People's discounts coming your way. All over the place. December, yeah. Enjoy special offers all over the place with People's Credit Cards this December, with discounts of up to 75% at selected merchants. Enjoy interest-free installments on your shopping. Get a People's Credit Card from your nearest People's Bank today. Conditions apply.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
Irrigational Engineering Office in Galle says that the water level of the Ging River has been increasing from dawn today due to the prevailing heavy rains in the area. Due to this reason, low-lying areas in the Divisional Secretariat divisions of Nagoda, Niyagama, Baddegama, Valivitiya Divitura and Bope Poddala have been inundated. They requested the people to be on alert in this regard. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
It has been reported that the two-storied common market premises located in Buttala is in a deteriorated level. The upper floor of this building comprises of 15 trade stalls. Nanasala Vocational Training Institution is also located at this building, and more than 2,200 students of 40 schools are studying in this institute. They are facing many hardships due to the condition of this building complex. They request the relevant authorities to look into this matter speedily, and that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
The headlines first. Israel's losing global support over Gaza bombing, Biden says. Aid stalemate leaves Zelensky with little to show from the U.S. trip. And Russia's new Black Sea naval base alarms Georgia. U.S. President Joe Biden has said Israel is starting to lose global support over its indiscriminate bombing of Gaza. His comments made to donors at a funding event on Tuesday marked his strongest criticism yet of Israel's leadership. Mr. Biden has offered unwavering public support to the country since Hamas launched its attack on the 7th of October. And while he reiterated that Israel could count on U.S. backing, he issued a direct warning to its government. Volodymyr Zelensky's third visit to Washington yesterday was tinged in desperation. It was a last-ditch effort to win new military aid from Congress before the currently approved amount runs dry. The Ukrainian president is desperate because his nation's fate may hang in the balance. His American counterpart, Joe Biden, is desperate because he views the Ukrainian war as a pivotal battleground in a world conflict between democracies and autocratic regimes. At the end of the day, however, there was little to show for their efforts. In early November, 50 Georgian opposition MPs addressed NATO and EU member states calling for a unified stance against Russia's plans to establish a permanent naval base in the breakaway Georgian region of Abkhazia. The Kremlin's plans have raised fears that the base could drag EU-hopeful Georgia into Russia's war in Ukraine and harm Tbilisi's own plans for a port on the Black Sea. And I quote, "We unanimously and firmly condemn Russia's occupation, militarization and other actions aimed at annexation of the occupied regions of Georgia, a new expression of which is the opening of a permanent Russian naval base in Ochamchar port," reads the MP statement, unquote. And back to the headlines of the world news. Israel is losing global support over Gaza bombing, Biden says. Aid stalemate leaves Zelensky with little to show from the U.S. trip, and Russia's new Black Sea naval base alarms Georgia. And that ends World News.
Development News.
The Urban Development Authority has reactivated the solid waste management project at Aruakkalu disposal site for the capital city of Colombo. The total investment for this would be $130 million. The project would be implemented next year under a private partnership project under the and the Cabinet has also approved this project proposal forwarded in this regard. The construction work of the project is scheduled to be completed on the 31st of March next year. And that was Development News.
Moving on with sports news.
The Under-19 cricket match of the Asian Championship Cricket Tournament between the Bangladesh team and Sri Lanka team are being played in Dubai. Bangladesh won the toss and invited Sri Lanka to bat first. Accordingly, Sri Lanka team were 92 runs for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of their 19th over. And that was sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account NSB IM a plan for your dream
Business News sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
On to business news. 57,394 tourists have arrived in the island during the first 10 days of this month. Accordingly, more than 1.3 million tourists have arrived in the country this year. The Tourism Promotion Bureau has implemented many programs targeting 1.5 million tourist arrivals. And that was business news.
Business News sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account NSB IM a plan for your dream
And now in economic news.
Moving on to economic news. The chairman of the State Trading Corporation, Asiri Walisundara, says that 6 million imported eggs, which were stored in refrigerators, will be issued to the market today and tomorrow. These eggs can be purchased through the Satosa outlets. The decision has been taken due to the increase in price of eggs in the market. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
Showery weather condition is expected to temporarily enhance over most parts of the island for the next few days starting tomorrow. Showers will occur at times in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Jaffna, Mullaitivu, Matale and Polonnaruwa districts. Several spells of showers will occur in Vavuniya, Kilinochchi, Mana, Anuradhapura and Hambantota districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in other areas of the island after 1 p.m. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the eastern, Uva, western, Sabaragamuwa provinces and in the Nuwala area, Galle and Mathura districts. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, southern and Uva provinces in the morning. Well, that was the weather report, and before we conclude this news broadcast, the headlines again. President Ranil Wickremesinghe addresses the Parliament on IMF's first review of Sri Lanka. The second installment of the IMF loan has been approved. The inflation, which was at 70%, has been reduced to 13%. Dr. Harsha De Silva said that he is happy on receiving the second installment of the IMF loan. The third reading of the 2024 budget is scheduled to take place at 6 p.m. today. News from overseas: Israel losing global support over Gaza bombing, says Biden. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and handing over the microphone back to Satya on the other side to continue with the rest of the programs this Wednesday afternoon. Over to you, Satya.